Episode 6: The practical driving test for people that don't have a valid license to convert. Alright, you've made it this far. You've passed the theory test and now it's time for the final challenge, the practical driving test. This is the last step before you get your Thai driving license. So let's go over exactly what to expect, how to prepare, and the common mistakes that get people failed. So, how does the practical test work? First, unlike many other countries, this test doesn't take place on the public roads. Instead, you'll be driving on a closed test track at the transport office. You'll drive alone. There's no examiner in the car. Instead, they watch you remotely using cameras. There are set maneuvers you must complete. You must follow exact instructions to pass. The test is the same for both cars and motorbikes with some differences. Now, let's break down the main tasks you'll have to complete. Starting and stopping properly. You need to adjust your mirrors, put on your seatbelt, and check your surroundings before moving. Stopping at the right points. There are painted stop lines on the course. If you stop too early or too late, you lose points. Parallel parking. You must park perfectly inside the designated space without touching the lines. The S-curve and zig-zag turns. You'll drive through a narrow curvated path without hitting the edges. Reverse parking. You must reverse into a tight space smoothly. Turning and checking blind spots. Always look over your shoulder when turning, or you might fail instantly. Now let's talk about the most common mistakes that get people failed. Not wearing a seatbelt. This is an instant fail. Not checking mirrors or blind spots. The examiner is watching you closely on cameras. Touching the boundary lines during parking. Even a small mistake can cost you points. Stopping too late or too early at stop signs. Follow the markings correctly. Rushing through the test. Stay calm and drive smoothly. Alright, now that you know the key points, let's go over some pro tips to help you pass on the first try. Arrive early. Get familiar with the test track before your turn. Observe others before you start. Watching how others perform can give you insights. Go slow and steady. You don't need to rush. Take your time to complete each maneuver properly. Use reference points for parking. Find visual markers to help align your car. Stay calm. Nerves can cause mistakes. Take deep breaths and stay focused. So, what happens when you finish the test? If you pass, congratulations! You'll receive your Thai driving license and you're officially legal to drive in Thailand. If you fail, don't worry, you can retake the test in a few days after more practice. And that's where J&E Concierge can help. They offer practice sessions to make sure you're fully prepared before the real test. In episode 7, we'll cover the next important step, renewing and maintaining your Thai driving license. You don't want to miss it, so make sure to subscribe, follow, and drop a comment if you have a question. See you in the next episode.